opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
You are watching Lit Happen, Saskatchewan's showcase of the literary talent of the province. We are out in location today again at Pulseworks Audio Arts Recording Studio on 8th Street, and it just feels really super to be here. There's a good vibe in the studio today, lots of positive energy, which probably brings me to my guest, Darci Lang.
Hi, Wes.
Hi, Darci. I'm just so happy you're here.
Well, you know I'm a huge fan of yours, so I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I think we have a mutual adoration of each other, and that just sweetens the pot here today. But I'm just really glad we could make this happen. We've been working on this for a while, so I guess there's so much I want to cover today, but I guess what I really want to hear about first is you. Before we get into your book, your life has been a little less than mainstream. A lot inspiring, actually. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. I'll give you the quick byline of how it
Sure.
started. Started in Bigger, Saskatchewan, 43 years ago.
Wow.
I was born to teenage parents, but I was raised in the early 70s by my dad. And if you've heard me speak, you know he gave me a really incredible foundation for work ethic, for life. My parents have both been married 3 times. I have 10 half and step brothers and sisters, so we could be related.
Wow,
Wes.
that's great.
And so I had this really colorful, incredible childhood, growing up in a house where I didn't know girls couldn't do things. And when I was 18, I moved away from home and got a retail job that turned out to be a career for me. And then I ended up buying my own store as a result of that first retail job out of high school, and moved into Regina with my own retail store 20 years ago. And here I am.
So now you're a professional motivational speaker and an author, and back then you were a retail store operator, and that's quite a career change. So how did this all come about?
Well, 20 years ago when I started speaking, I was only 24 when I bought my first retail store. And I got a lot of media attention, and I started to have requests to speak to young women about believing in themselves, because it was clearly what I was doing. And it just grew to be this beautiful career now, Wes, for 20 years. And because being from Saskatchewan is very marketable. People like you. You know, I have a humble base, and people want to hear from people who are living their message. So it's been an incredible career.
Wow. And so you fascinate me, because I don't think there's not a whole lot of people that make careers out of motivational speaking in the province. So maybe can you tell us about an average day in the life of Darci Lang?
Average day. I was just saying off camera here that my friends always say, if you won $10 million, would you still speak? I say, I might still speak, but I would write all day. That is my passion, which I'm sure you can relate to,
I can
right?
totally relate to it,
yes.
yes.
So a day in the life is, I'm a mom and a wife long before I'm a speaker or an author. So I get my children to school, and then I power work, I call it. So I literally drop them off, take my mom brain out, put my speaker writer brain in, and I just sit and work at the computer when I'm in town. And then I travel every week, spring and fall, and get on an airplane. But when I'm not speaking, I am so blessed with requests, with email dialogues, writing. Oh, I just can't wait to do what I do every day. I'm very, very blessed.
Well, and I can testify, because I have been one of the fortunate people that has been to your presentation. And there is something really engaging and about your presentation and about your personality, and you certainly makes a person sit up and listen. And maybe that's a segue to my next question. Your book, Focus on the 90%, which has done extremely well. I think, is it a bestseller?
5-time.
5-time bestseller, which is no small deed in the writing world.
Absolutely.
So give us a quick rundown of the book, the synopsis of the Focus on the 90%.
Great. When I speak, I talk about what do you focus on, the 90% or the 10%. And it's my belief we hold this metaphorical magnifying glass out in front of us.
Yeah.
And again, we have choice, right? So when I speak, I like to ask, what do you focus on? But in different areas of your life, different roles that we play. Because we go and hear motivational speakers, everybody's motivated till the car ride home. You ask your friends, what did they say a week later? They say, I have no idea. And I think it's because you go in here 7 ways and 15 habits, and then you go back to your enormous life and say, what? How would I have time to even do what I do, much less apply? So my hope was if it was one simple idea, it would be something people would think of. You know, when I run into people at Costco, they'll say, hi, 90%. Perfect. That's all I care about, right? Yeah. So when I speak in this areas of your life. What do you focus on at work, with others around you, and at home? So when I wrote the book, it was natural to make the chapters the areas for which I speak. And because I'm so right brain and always creative and thinking, I'm then able to sort my writing brain into those chapters or categories as well. Yeah, because you know us, they're always bouncing around up there. But this gives me a good structured left brain format for which to inject my ideas, which just feeds my writing.
Wow.
Yes.
And so now the book is available as an actual softcover book, but I believe that it is also available in many different formats. It's a CD version, correct?
Yes, we have a CD version, which is actually a live tape presentation. And then yes, of course, the book. Now, unlike many of my competitors, friends, colleagues as motivational speakers, I actually rewrite my book every year, Wes. Wow. So I take 3 weeks, I hunker down in my favorite sweater, my favorite slippers, in the favorite spot in the house, and every year, at the beginning of a year, I rewrite portions of it. So for 3 weeks, I spend refreshing it, really, because of course I get rich opportunities in my life to practice what I preach, and as life hands me what it hands me, I then inject more meat and more freshness to my book every year. So I think after 5 years, I'm done. I need to now move to my next book, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, yeah. Well, can we talk about that for a moment?
We can. This book that I have now is very chicken soup for the soul.
Great.
So it really applies to everyone, right? And much like Chicken Soup for the Soul has done, I'd like to take that focus on the 90% and now brand it for women, and then take it over here and brand it for leaders. So my next book will be focused directly on women.
Wow.
Yeah, which I'm very excited about.
Do you feel that this is some sort of a calling for you, that you're fulfilling your life's purpose?
Without a doubt.
I think you are too.
Yes, without a doubt. And it is a mission and a calling. And I just really think that if we really truly believe that this is what we are supposed to be doing, then it flows for us. You know, the creativity blocks aren't there when we know intentionally this is our calling.
Wow, that's inspiring. Now we're running out of time here, but I want to get out to the people that you are a professional motivational speaker, and you have a very user-friendly website. I've been on it a number of times.
Great.
What's your website address?
DarciLang.com, and I'm DarciLang.com.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Wes. And of course, everyone, we're always freshening and adding, and I'm honored to be here with you today.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm honored to have you here. I know we should say that you did make a trip up from Regina to be here recording with us in the studio here in Saskatoon, which we really appreciate.
Well, because I'm such a big fan. I appreciate you having me. I really do. Thank you.
Appreciate you having here. Where in Saskatchewan can viewers find Focus on the 90%?
They can find it at McNally Robinson in Saskatoon, and I'm at Chapters in Regina.
Yeah. Can they order it off your website?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's usually what they'll do.
The CD version and the
ebook.
Yeah, and the ebook.
You bet.
Great to know. Okay, I just want to throw out one final thanks. You're an inspiration. You always have been, and I look forward to more beautiful energy coming from Darci Lang.
Thank you, Wes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That is all the time we have today for Lit Happens. If you enjoyed today's segment, you can see previous episodes on the Shaw TV website or on my website, www.wesfunk.ca. And you can check us out online on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And I will see you next time on Lit Happens.